Welcome to Same But Different.
I was not ready.
Where I usually have my brother Brody here reviewing movies with me, and we're usually in a cabin in the woods somewhere.
Usually 2 times.
Yeah. But this time and last time, I've had Victoria, the pleasure of having Victoria on the set reviewing movies with me. It was fun last time.
Was it?
It was really fun.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm hoping it's just
Cool.
as fun or better this time. It better be.
Shake the rust off. It better be?
better be.
So it was bad?
Or you're fired.
Okay.
This week, we watched MAXXXINE, the third movie in Ty West's trilogy, X, Pearl, Maxine. I've been looking forward to this one for a very long time. So let's talk about MAXXXINE.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Off the hop, what did you rate MAXXXINE out of 10?
Yep. I think a 6.
Okay.
Maybe I'll bump it to a 6.5 depending on us talking about it because I can't remember exactly, but definitely no higher than that.
Because I'm going to say the same thing. Definitely no higher than a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so not a 6.5 either.
No, I wouldn't give it 6.5. I gave If a 6.5. And I had a better time watching If, I think.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to stay with the 6 as well because I'm easily influenced.
Maybe after we talk about it, you might lower it.
Maybe if I change my mind, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. As per usual, let's start off with the good. What we liked about the movie. Okay, 80s style.
Yeah.
Love the 80s style. No matter what movie it is, if you throw it into the 80s setting with 80s music, filming it 80s like, all the costumes and makeup, and I don't know. I just love the 80s era. It serves very well for film, I think.
It gave me Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibes.
Okay.
But that was 60s, 70s, I think.
Yes.
But like same idea. Like it was just kind of like gave me that kind of movie, and I really liked that movie, and I liked the I don't want to say nostalgicness of it because I did not grow up in that time, but it just felt comfy.
Yeah.
Like it was cool.
There's a special feeling you get when you watch they're kind of period pieces.
Yeah.
Not like from way back.
Yeah.
But they're specific decades that have a specific thing to them.
And it works so well in horror.
Yes.
Yep.
80s horror was good horror.
Yeah, maybe that's why I find it like comfy and cool because I love that the Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake idea behind it.
Man, I love when you talk horror.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. The gore and the kills in this movie. That's another one of my good points.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the gore and the kills. It's practical. Practical effects.
Was it?
Yeah, you could tell. There's a moment where a scrotum gets stomped on.
That one even I felt.
Yeah, that was tough. But
Yeah.
it was practical, and that made it worse. And it was like, could have had more kills, though.
Yeah, I was going to say few and far between, but when they happened, they were good.
I should have said this before. This is another one of my good points. Set in Hollywood. After you said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Whether or not it's 80s, 70s, or modern day, there's something really cool about a movie just being set in the land of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's really cool. La La Land did it. I like movies when they're set in Hollywood. It's just there's an element of magic to it.
Yeah, and like the whole the sets, like the set of sets, and just all of that, which I think is also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, because not only is it set in Hollywood, it's a movie about making movies.
Yes.
And that's cool.
I do love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get that the factor of the other sets.
Yes.
Like they have the set for Psycho. Yeah. So that was cool.
My final good point about the movie.
This one made me laugh on your paper.
Kevin Bacon. That's all it says.
Bacon is always good.
Bacon is great. Bacon is one of my favorite foods. Kevin Bacon is one of my favorite actors.
Which is so funny. I mean, it's not like he's a bad actor. I just don't like his face.
That's fair.
I've always been...
That's totally fair.
And I think the first time I ever saw him was in Apollo 13. And that's when I just really didn't like him. I don't know why. There's literally no reason.
He's got a very unique face, but I think...
But he is a great actor.
Fantastic actor.
He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Yes.
Which could be hard to do. But no, I mean, it was
He
good.
was the only one in the movie where I was like, damn, he's really bringing his A game, and
he's killing it.
He's killing it.
Yeah, that's true.
So
he did a great job.
That.
He did a great job.
Did you have any good points you want to bring up?
It's so hard to just be like, oh yeah, same as everything. But it is. We do have similar views on movies, like a lot of the time. So it's not too same but different, because we're very same.
That's okay. Maybe you saw something good that I missed.
You know what? I will say, I will give props to Halsey.
Okay.
She did a great job.
Okay.
You don't often see that with singers turned actors, and I mean, she wasn't in it for very long. Is that bad to say?
No, now that you've said that.
Whatever she did do was great.
Yes.
And I didn't expect that.
I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, she's actually doing a good job.
Yeah. It wasn't like, Taylor Swift acting or something.
Ooh, careful. Careful.
I
the
mean,
Swifties will come after you.
Come on. They have to be real about that.
She can't be good at everything.
Yeah.
Moving on to what I thought was mediocre about the movie. Mm-hmm. This is going to maybe rub some people the wrong way. Mia Goth.
Mm-hmm.
Mia Goth in X, great. Mm-hmm. Mia Goth in Pearl, fucking fantastic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mia Goth in this movie, not so much. Mm-hmm. Not that she was bad, and this is why it's mediocre. Mm-hmm. She wasn't bad.
Yep.
But in any given situation, I don't know if she was told to act like this, any given situation, she was just kind of like,
yep, stale,
yep. Non-reactive when people died, when she got the role, when she, discovered that thing at the end, the twist. Nothing registered here. It looked like she was dead behind the eyes the entire time. And you said this, the only time her acting convinced me that she was a good actor in this movie was when she was auditioning for the movie.
For the movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know why she didn't, what she do? Like, she was so good in the previous two movies.
Uh-huh. There were certain moments, like the audition scene, and then there was like one death moment that was like, that was an acting. The thing is the moments where she was doing well, and like her Mia Gothness of the previous movies shown through was when she was just acting. Like you have to act in these scenarios, like when certain things happen. When she found out about the role, she had her little moment of being like, I'm a star kind of vibe, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
but.
like who name the actresses that got their start in horror movies. But even then, she was kind of just like,
She just was like, me, and then that was it.
Yeah, like it wasn't. There's nothing special about it. That's
like
why
looking in the mirror and being like, I'm amazing. Like that's it. Like that's all she did, and she did that in the previous ones, but with more intensity, I guess.
Oh my god, yeah.
And like just more almost craziness behind her eyes. Where this one, she lost the crazy. She lost the.
Yeah, we also have to remember that when in Pearl, she's playing a different character. Like she's playing the old lady as a younger girl, right?
Yeah.
So this is the continuation of her character from X, and I don't like X. She was kind of tweaked, but like not super crazy. But she did a better job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like maybe there was a reason behind it, like you said. Like maybe it's just like her being numb inside from all the experience that she had from the past. But like I think the superstarness of her passion that made her kind of crazy, like that should have come through a lot more than it did.
Yes.
The passion of like being on set and trying to prove herself when she did finally get the role, like that should have come through.
Yes.
Like
Agreed.
Talking to the director and just be like, don't worry, I got this.
Yes. At the very least, the amount of cocaine she was doing throughout the movie.
Yeah, where's your energy?
Where's
your energy? There's the one moment where she's getting the mold on her, though, I guess. But then you don't even see her face.
Moving on to the bad of the movie. And again, this is where the movie lost points out of 10 for me. So screenwriting 101. Your main character should want something, should need something. Throughout the film, your main character should be met with obstacles and things to overcome in order to achieve what they want. Maxine, what she wanted was to become a star, was to land a role and land a Hollywood movie role, because prior to this, she was an adult film star. She wanted to land a Hollywood role. Within 10 minutes of the movie, she lands a Hollywood role.
Yes.
What are the stakes here? I mean, there are other things that happen throughout the movie that she goes through problems and trouble, but nothing compromised what she wanted because she already got what she wanted.
Yeah.
Right off the hop. And that is a faux pas when it comes to story structure.
Yeah. And there were some threats which she didn't react to. So that would be a perfect time to show those acting chops of X and all her previous, like, I need this, I want this. She should have been reacting when those threats were happening.
It was a weird way to start a movie. My next point is I hate saying this because it's not very like film critic-y of me. It was boring.
Yeah.
The good parts that I mentioned, right? Like I was intrigued by the 80s style and taking place in Hollywood. Yeah. Kevin Bacon kept me going, but like also because of the way that like like you said, the kills were spaced out.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much going on in between those. And I was just like, come on, like, let's get to it. And I don't know. There was just, maybe boring's the wrong word. Maybe it's just like pacing issues.
That would have been one of my bads as well, is the, where's the horror movie aspect of it?
Wow.
Like there was so much just story that I was waiting the whole time for something to happen.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. It was a story. It was just her. I wanted to at least see her acting in this movie that she made.
To what you said first, though, about it being a horror movie, that's another one of my bads, is because this movie was marketed incorrectly, I think, because of X, because of Pearl. X was a horror slasher. Pearl was a psychological horror. Because this is the third movie in the franchise, people expected it to be on the same level. Yeah. Right? And there were like very minor horror elements in there, very minor. Yeah. But overall, it was just a crime thriller. It wasn't anything
like Baby Splasher.
Yeah.
Splasher. Slasher. BB Slasher.
I think if the marketing team behind this was more upfront and honest with what kind of movie it was, people wouldn't go in with the expectation of it being a horror movie and therefore come out having a different experience, because if you go in thinking it's horror, you're not going to have a good time.
Well, what did they say that it was actually?
Well, they said it was a horror.
It's like, a horror.
Well, they didn't say it outright, but like the trailers cut it together as if it's a horror, and the two movies prior to it are horror movies. So like, not necessarily a bad point because it's not the movie's fault, but like somebody messed up delivering this to the audience.
I don't know how much I can say without spoiling, but the friendship between her and the guy that I don't remember his name.
Sure. Yeah.
What was his name?
The video store dude?
Yeah. Who knows? It was meant to be a close relationship.
Yep.
There were moments where you could tell she fell asleep on his chest. They're watching a movie. She entrusts him with something super important. Her reactions to certain things, besides 3 moments, every other time, it didn't even seem like they were good friends. He was just a acquaintance, just another one of the people in her life that are just there. Yeah. Like, she's just a selfish character. I mean, she was an ex too, but like, just, you know, they were just there. So then the reactions that she has for certain things almost don't check out. Yeah. Were you even close? I don't know. Were you close? Weren't you close? You're sleeping on his chest, but you also don't give a shit about him.
Yeah, especially prior to that moment of not giving a shit about him, she dropped off a videotape with him and was like super mean.
Super mean. I entrust my life with this. Bye.
And he's like, what is it? She's like, don't worry about it. Just do it.
Like, and then peace out.
This is your best friend. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the only guy that cares about you. Like, what's happening here? The villain's motivation was so dumb. So dumb. Yeah. Especially when you find out who the villain is, which is another one of my bads. It's a dumb reveal. But his motivations to like kill all the friends around her.
No reason.
Why not just go for her? Because that's what he wanted. He wanted to get her and do stuff with her. Yeah. Kill her, convert her, whatever.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Why? Why go through all the trouble of killing all these other people? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And then, like, was she being framed? Was she not being framed? Was that intentional? Kevin Bacon was the better villain.
100%.
He wasn't even really the villain, but he was.
He was just doing his job.
He was doing his job, but he was being a bad guy. So
yeah. But the main villain was like
Kevin Bacon just has such a good creep factor.
And then one, I don't know if you remembered this, saying this.
Oh, you did take one of my points.
I did. Unless you want to say it right now.
No, you say it and then it's my point. I just want to be.
You said it while we were watching the movie.
I do that.
It was the dialogue. At one point you were just like, I'm predicting everything they're about to say.
Everything that she was how she was responding, I knew that it was coming.
Yeah, which to me is it's bad dialogue writing because it was just very predictable.
Yeah.
Just cookie cutter.
Yeah, I guess that's all then. I mean, I said mine. I sprinkled mine in. I can't think of anything else.
That's it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hello, it's me. I'm still sick. As you can probably tell, we film these videos back to back. So no, I did not get better in the last 10 minutes. But let's talk about MAXXXINE really quickly here. So right off the hop, we're going to go with a 6.5. Maybe a 7. It'd be like a 6.8, but I don't want to give it a 7, so I'm going to give it a 6.5. I didn't see Pearl, and it looks like you didn't have to. I guess Pearl made X better, but Pearl had 0 weight in this being a trilogy now, and that's kind of unfortunate. Like, Pearl really didn't matter at all, because even all of her PTSD and stuff that happened throughout this movie was from X, because she wasn't in Pearl, because it was a prequel. I liked this one better than I liked X. I wasn't a huge fan of X. I think Mia Goth is an incredible actor. I think she's doing a fantastic job with this franchise. I'm excited to see what she does next. She was great. Everyone in this was great. Bobby Cannavale, and Michelle Monaghan coming in was a pleasant surprise. I didn't know they were in it. I love them both. I love Michelle Monaghan. And I feel like she's not in enough movies, so it was nice to see her. And Bobby Cannavale, I want to do them justice and say their name properly, but then I also sound pretentious, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Bobby Cannavale was also great. Kevin Bacon's always a treat. I love Kevin Bacon, and he's his own scream king in his own way. And the soundtrack was so good. I loved the soundtrack in this movie. I mean, you give me an 80s soundtrack, I'm a happy camper. It was violent in all the right places. One scene, I twisted and writhed out of my chair. I did not need to see it. I did not want to ever see what I saw, and that hurt. It was just so out of nowhere. I've seen gross things like that in movies before, but you usually know it's coming. It happens so fast, and I wasn't ready for it. If you hold your testicles near and dear, be careful. That's all I'm going to say. The story was good, albeit simple, but this whole franchise has been simple. It's kind of just the point of what he's been doing. Or I guess I keep saying franchise when in reality, is a trilogy a franchise? I don't know. Discuss. It was a little bit simple, but it was a nice story. They introduced a lot of really good supporting characters, only to never use them. Her friend who worked at the video store was a fantastic character, and you expect the movie to go the route that it did with his character, but it would have been nice for him to have some important scene. The bads are pretty bad to me. One is it falls into the trope of showing us really elongated, dull scenes for far too long. Like, I get it's an aesthetic and it's building the tension or whatever you want to say, but like, even right at the beginning of the movie when she's walking in to do her audition, the doors open, takes about like 20 seconds, and she walks up to the audition chair, and that takes about 15-20 seconds, and you're like, Jesus, Murphy. So it's that sort of stuff that happens a few too many times. And then my other big gripe, without trying to spoil, is that the end of the second act felt like it should have been the ending. Not that it wasn't bigger than the climax of the movie, because the climax of the movie was bigger, but I cared more about how the second act ended. I don't really know how to put it into words, but they got rid of spoilers. I didn't write anything down because I just finished watching it. They just did what you wanted them to do too early in the movie. Then the last like 35-40 minutes, I was really just waiting for it to be over. And it was a fine ending. I got no qualms with the ending, but then it ended, and then there was another scene, and then that ended, and then there was another scene, and it did that. I always attribute this to Lord of the Rings Return of the King. However, I love that movie, and I'm not blaming that movie. That one's allowed. That one gets away with it. But when a movie ends and then there's another scene and they keep giving you psych out endings, I just don't think Maxine has the oomph to do that. It was good. It was a good little finale, I think. They can do more if they want, but I do believe this was kind of the end of what Ty West was looking for in terms of a horror, heavy on the air quotes, even slasher, kind of heavy on the air quotes, because you didn't really see too much. There were really brutal scenes, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the deaths were off screen too. I feel like I got too much sick brain to give a proper review here, but I am confident with my 6.5. I enjoyed it. I recommend, if you liked X and probably Pearl, to check this one out as well. I certainly want to watch Pearl now, because if people say it's better than that one and X, I think I'm really going to like it. So back to you. Love you guys.
What did you guys out there think of Maxine, the third movie in the Ty West trilogy? Let us know in the comments section below. And while you're down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come back next week when we review another movie. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it will definitely be a movie. And we're probably going to have Brody back at that point. Yeah. But if we don't, then you get this lovely lady again.
I don't know. Brody, you're not sick anymore. Come on.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I love you. Thanks for being here. Keep watching movies.
Bye.